We broke up.
What are you talking about?
We were over.
We specifically never said we were over.
Well, you know.
This all happened on a Friday episode of the Facebook Watch show Red Table Talk, which for the record is Jada's own show, hence the setting and the reveal that happened there. Do you want to win a brand new iPhone or a brand new MacBook Pro? Maybe you'd prefer a $500 Amazon gift card. Well, comment the hidden message in this video for a chance to enter to win. In the episode, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith addressed rumors that she had an affair with singer-songwriter August Alsina.
Started a friendship with August. We actually became really, really good friends.
Jada Pinkett Smith cheated on Will Smith, though she was a bit hesitant to say it like that.
You need to say clearly what happened.
That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with...
In a recent interview with radio host Angela Yee, Alsina said he had been involved in a romantic relationship with Pinkett Smith, who has been married to Will Smith since 1997.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
So why exactly did this guy come forward now? Alsina said he had lost money and relationships because of rumors that he had been involved with Pinkett Smith, who was 48.
I've lost money, friendships, relationships behind it, and I think it's because people don't.
The actress and her 51-year-old husband have long been the subject of rumors that they have an open marriage. They have denied this, of course.
One of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, you know, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But without a doubt, the fact that she openly admitted to this was a big step, as well as a big blow to many who noted that these two seem to be a truly perfect couple.
We ride together,
we die together.
Bad marriage for life.
As many people like to note, Will Smith was basically a saint during the entire discussion, interview, whatever you want to call it, and for the very basic reason that he had to watch and listen to his wife of many years admit that she had an entanglement.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely.
And though you could see that he was trying to be nice and fair, he wasn't going to hold back on some of his feelings, such as when she said that word, entanglement. He didn't let that slide. He made her say that she was in a relationship with August, and she did eventually admit to that. But what's key here is why Will made her go and say that word, that she was in a relationship with a musician. It matters because of acceptance as well as guilt. No one wants to hear that their spouse or partner for a long time had an affair with another person. It's a crushing thing that makes you question them, yourself, and more. But just as bad though is when someone goes and admits they did it, but won't use the word because of one reason or another. Either they don't want to feel dirty about it, or they just feel that it wasn't as bad as the person is making it out to be. One of the many things that came from this particular show was the question of why now, as well as why do it like this? Was there really no other good way for this to go down than on a Facebook Watch show? Granted, it's one that is done by Jada in the first place, but still, it's a bit odd, don't you agree? But when it came right down to it, they knew they had to do it, and they had to do it in a certain way.
It's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's
business.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
She said she also wanted to clear up Alsina having said her husband had given permission for the affair.
One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission. You know, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes.
So in many ways, this wasn't just about how they wanted to clear the air. They wanted everything to come from their own lips to help everyone understand the whole situation, and not just what August had said and what rumors and sources were going to say had they not come to the table. And as Will said, you gotta say something. Smith said their brief split had taken a toll on him, saying, I wasn't sure I was ever gonna speak to you again. Like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle. Marriage ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through. I wish it could be all magic and miracles. Pinkett Smith agreed, saying you gotta go through some to get the answers, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never ever thought that we would make it back. It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to a deeper understanding of love is going to be forced in fire. There's no way around it. And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful for in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to the new place of unconditional love. Smith said there's a real power in just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what, and you really can't know that until you go through some stuff. While some of this may sound like your typical rhetoric that couples use to try and show they're getting over things, there was something about how these two laid it all out and made sure that it was all exposed that makes you believe that they really mean those words more. "I told you the first year we were married that I could love you through anything," Will Smith said. The couple bumped fists as they jokingly recited their rendition of his Bad Boys movie motto: "We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life." Number 2, what August had to say. Will and Jada obviously get a lot of attention for this revelation, but let's not forget that there was a third party here, and they had a lot to say on the matter, including contradicting what Will and Jada said and possibly holding back more. Angela Yee, who interviewed August in June, believes the singer had more to say about his relationship with Jada during their conversation, but refrained from doing so. "I think he could have said a lot more regarding Jada and he didn't," Angela told Page 6. "I believe he was truly hurt about his breakup with Jada." Another insider believes August was attempting to protect Jada and her husband Will Smith, whom was separated from his wife at the time of the romance. You can look at August and see that there's a certain amount of pain that he is feeling, and you can hear in his words that he's trying to speak his truth while still protecting the Smiths, an unidentified Hollywood actress told Page 6. Jada previously said that she was mentoring him. What kind of mentoring was she giving him where he felt he gave his all to a relationship that has left him devastated and hurt? "You did not help him, you destroyed him," the actress continued. August said the two became very close and holidayed together with the family in Hawaii a year later, and they even attended the 2017 BET Awards together. He said, "I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really deeply love and have a ton of love for her. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it, so much so to the point that I can die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody. And I really loved a person. I experienced that, and I know what that feels like. And some people never get that in this lifetime. I know that I am completely blessed, and this conversation is difficult because it is so much that it would be hard for people to understand. But once it starts to affect me and my livelihood, I have to speak up about my truth." His truth hasn't ended, not by a long shot. After the Red Table Talk interview, August went out and made a song calling out Jada for what she did to him and Will. Will replied back with a joke, as that's what Will Smith does, and doesn't seem to be in the mind frame of going after August. Though, as 50 Cent will tell you, you don't want to push Will too far, as he'll bite back, which again shows where these two are in their current space. Number 1, divorce is not an option. At this point, Will Smith's response every time a new rumor forecasts the end of his marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith is a common refrain: divorce can't be an option. With Jada, I stood up in front of God and said, "Till death do us part," he explained to MTV News back in 2006. So there are two possible outcomes. 1, we're gonna be together till death, or 2, I am dead. It's a sentiment his bride confirmed in a very honest 2018 episode of Red Table Talk. Ahead of their 1997 vows, Jada, already 2 months along with her son Jaden Smith, now 22, was upfront about her expectations. "I told Will from the gate, I said, let me tell you something. If you marry me, know this. We're gonna be together. We're gonna be under the same roof. For me personally, I knew that there was no reason that he and I would ever divorce." Think about that. Think about that kind of commitment from the get-go. Most people acknowledge that divorce is an option, just not one that they like to talk about. But for these two, they didn't even want it on the table, and that has led to some interesting discussions about it, such as how they've had to brush off rumors that they were swingers. "I'm like, yo, I wish," she joked on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in 2017, and the assumption that their marriage is wide open, which certainly they're allowed some freedoms. "I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay," she explained in a 2013 Huffington Post live interview. "Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he is his own man. He has to decide who he wants to be with, and that's not for me to do for him, or vice versa." She clarified in a Facebook post, "Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one." A statement that didn't fully define their stance, but at least made it clear that they both understand parameters. And for all the focus on whatever extracurricular activity may or may not be taking place, neither would label that as an issue that nearly fell them. The moment came not long after the actress's 40th birthday in September 2011. For anyone looking in, Will was riding high, 7 pounds in Hancock, coming on the heels of I Am Legend and The Pursuit of Happiness. Except every morning, the two-time Oscar nominee was forced to face his personal shortcoming, each day kicking off with Jada in tears. "I was failing miserably, but on the outside I was winning. I had a public perception that I wanted to project our relationship, of the family, of my wife, of what the kids are, of what we are in the world," he shared during a 2-episode Red Table Talk interview in 2018. But throughout all the pain, the rumors, the separation, the affair, Will and Jada still love each other. That's clear, and that's why they're likely gonna make it, because they know they can. They know they're strong, and they know most of all that they're gonna be there for one another. And there you have it, a look at the very curious and somewhat odd relationship between Will and Jada Smith. Are you happy that they seem to be on top of things now in their relationship and are determined to make it work no matter what? Do you think that there is more within this relationship that need to be said? Or do you think that they really will be happily ever after now? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.